I got this feeling inside my brains. It goes electric wavy when I make them A's. All through 4th grade, all through my school, we're flying up no ceiling when we're in our zone. I've got that sunshine in my pocket, looking forward to a good day. I feel I can do everything when I try. I can't stop myself from learning, moving up academically. Room unlock the way we rock it, so don't stop.
Hello my students, I hope you are having a wonderful day. Today we're going to be learning part 2 of why do I need to learn about fractions, relating decimals to fractions. So today in part 2 we're going to be learning more about relating the decimals to fractions, and yesterday's video was a really good video because the teacher was explaining to us how to do that already in a quick manner, but today we're going to be doing it in a slow manner so that way you can take notes and you can look back at our notes and that way we are good to go, okay? So let's get started. Okay, so here I have some notes. Make sure you copy down everything, okay? A decimal is a number with one or more digits to the right of the decimal point. You can write the 10th and 100th place as fractions or decimals. And here I have it in Spanish just in case you need it, okay? So when we're talking about this, we want to make sure that you use a model and a place value chart so that way you can make sure that you're writing things correctly, okay? And why do they work? Okay? So let's go ahead and look at this. So I'm going to use my model, okay? So here I have a fraction, and I'm going to do the fraction first. I'm going to divide my model into tenths, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. So I have tenths, okay, because I have 10 bars. Let's say I want to shade in 7, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oops, I'm missing that. Okay, let's go ahead and count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. So I have 7. And the way I say this is I have 7 tenths, right? Because I noticed that they're divided by 10 and I'm shaded in 7, okay? So my denominator is going to be how much I have in total, which is 10, and my numerator is going to tell me how much I have shaded in, okay? 7 tenths. Just like how I'm saying it, okay? So I would write 7 tenths. It's very important that you know how to say the fractions, because just by you saying the fractions, you're going to be able to know how to write them in decimal form, okay? So let's go ahead and look at this in a place value chart, okay? So here I have my place value chart. Okay, and this is going to be the decimal form. And I'm going to be writing down this fraction, okay? So here I have the ones, then my decimal, okay? Then I have the tenth, then I have the hundredth, okay? And when I write this down, I know that it's going to be 0 and 7, because that 7 needs to be in the 10th place, okay? That 7 needs to be in the 10th place. So therefore I'm going to write and 7 tenths, okay? Again, just the way you say it is the way it sounds like. It's the way you see it. is the way it is. Okay, and 7/10. Okay, let's go ahead and look at this if there was a number line, okay? So I'm gonna draw my number line right here. Okay, make sure it's nice and straight as much as possible, okay? And I'm gonna fill in my numbers, which is 0 and 1, okay? Which is a whole number, alright? And I'm gonna add in the tally marks for my decimal, okay? I made it to 1 with this. Go ahead and fix that. Okay, perfect. So I have 9 tally marks, okay? Make sure you make them spread out as evenly as possible, okay? So between my whole number, 0 and 1, if I have 9 tally marks in the middle, I know I'm going to use a 10th place, okay? So therefore I'm going to write them in 10th form, and 1, and 2, and 3 tenths, and 4 tenths, and 5 tenths, and 6 tenths, and 7 tenths, and 8 tenths, and 9 tenths, okay? And the way I would write them in fractions is basically the same way as you would say them, okay? We have 1/10, 3/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10, 6/10, 7. I don't know why I always mess up on 7. 7/10, 8/10, 9/10, okay? And then we have 10 out of 10, which is my whole number, okay? Remember, when the numerator and my denominator are the same, then that means that represents as a whole number, okay? Now, I want to go ahead and do some practice, okay? Alright, so what I want you to do is go ahead and write these questions down in your journal, and go ahead and answer them, okay? So write them down, pause the video, and then replay the video again so that way you can see whether you got them right or wrong, okay? Alright, good. So you pause the video, so now we're going to check to see what you got, okay? So number 1 says, write 8/10 as a decimal, okay? 8/10. Because it says 10th, I know that that 8 needs to be in the 10th place value, okay? So I'm going to write and 8, and that 8 now is in the 10th place. Good. Now we need to write 8/10 as a fraction. Well, I know my denominator is going to say my place value. And my place value is in the 10th place, which sounds like 10. So therefore, I'm going to write my denominator as 10. And my numerator needs to be how much it's telling me, which is 8. So I write it like this, 8/10. Okay. Number 2, write 9/100 as a decimal, okay? So that means that that 9 needs to be in the 100th place value. So I'm going to write and 0, 9, okay? And that 9 is in the 100th place, so therefore that's how I'm going to write it. It also says write as a fraction, okay? So let's see, 9/100. Because the place value is in the 100th place, and it sounds like 100, my denominator needs to be 100, and my numerator is going to be what the number is telling me, which is 9. So therefore, 9/100. See? I hope you got it right. Good job. Alright, let's move on to our last practice, okay? So here I'm going to write down the 100th place chart, just like how we did earlier, okay? And make sure you do this. So I have the ones, the decimal, 10th place, and what's next? Good, the 100th place. I always make mistakes. but it's good. Mistakes are good, that's how we learn. Okay? So the one I'm trying to write is 500. Okay, 500. Now if I'm using my place value, when I say and 500, that 5 needs to be in what place value? Good, the hundredths place. So I'm gonna write and 0, 500. Okay, and that's how I do that. 500 in word form. Okay, so it looks like this, and 0.5, which is my decimal, and in fraction form it would be 5 over 100 or 500, because my denominator is telling me what is my place value, and my numerator is going to tell me what is the number that's actually talking about, okay? So, let's go ahead and do one more practice. Alright, so this is your practice. Oops. Okay. Alright, so here I want you to, on number 1, write 7300 as a decimal. And then number 2 says write 2 and 31 as a fraction, okay? Go ahead and pause the video here, write down your answers, and then check with me to see if you got it correct, okay? Make sure you pause the video. Alright, so let's check to see if you got it correct, okay? Number 1 says write 7300 as a decimal, okay? So my place value is going to be in the hundredths place because my denominator is 100. Okay, so I'm going to write my and right there. So that means if I write and 73, that 3, it has to be in the hundredths place. Okay, so that's how you write that as a decimal. Let's look at number 2. Write 2 and 31 hundredths as a fraction, okay? So let's see. I know that my denominator needs to be 100. Who can tell me why? Good, because the last digit is telling me the place value needs to be in the hundredths place, which is 100. Good. My numerator is going to be my what? Good. It's going to be 31. Okay? Because that's in the decimal section. What about this 2? What about this 2? What do I do with it? Good. That's going to be my whole number because remember, anything before the decimal, that's going to be a whole number. And what type of fraction is this? Who can tell me? What type of fraction is that? Good. This is a mixed number. Look at you. You are learning so much. Good. So let's go ahead and look at our notes. Okay, so remember, some of you already copied everything. If not, finish it today, okay? So these are notes. Make sure you pause the video and copy down everything that's on the page, okay? Here is your exit ticket. Which one of the following decimals is the same as 6/10? A, B, C, or D? Make sure you write down everything that's on the screen and then give it an answer, okay? That is it for today. I hope you learned a lot. Remember that every day your brain is growing when you learn new stuff, okay? When you challenge your mind, your brain is growing more and more and more. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time. Bye.